What's up, everybody? It's your boy JT Sports, back to you guys with another video, and I'm here with my long-awaited 2019 NFL record predictions. And this video, I'm starting with the NFC West, probably one of the most intriguing divisions in all of football, and we have the Seattle Seahawks. So before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more NFL videos and content. And let's get into it. So the Seattle Seahawks got rid of Frank Clark. Justin Coleman left, who was the best nickel corner in all of football last year. Doug Baldwin retired, so now they have Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Can Russell Wilson win with these guys? That's the big question going into the 2019 NFL season. So, week one, they play the Cincinnati Bengals. This is most definitely a W. The Cincinnati Bengals are nowhere close to the team that the Seattle Seahawks are. The Seattle Seahawks should be able to run the ball pretty effectively on them. And I think the Seattle Seahawks win this game by 2 or more touchdowns. Week 2, on the road, Heinz Field, one of the toughest places in all of the NFL to play in. Playing my Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is a really, really tough game for me to decide because, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're a very good team, but, Seattle, they're a very good team in their own right. Plus, they got Russell Wilson, and the Pittsburgh Steelers passing defense over the last couple of years, every time we play an elite quarterback like a Tom Brady or Drew Brees, we get absolutely carved up. So this is a very tough game to decide, but I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers simply for the fact that, the Seattle Seahawks, they have rookie wide receivers, they have DK Metcalf. It's going to take him a while to get incorporated into the offense, and normally it takes some time for rookie wide receivers to get going and get in momentum. We seen it with guys like Calvin Ridley last year. It took him a while to get going. He didn't start getting going until after week 7. DJ Moore with the Carolina Panthers, same thing for him. So you don't really see a lot of rookie wide receivers coming out swinging. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary should be able to handle the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers. I think it's a pretty tightly contested game, and I think the Steelers win 24-20. Now, week 3, they're back at home facing the New Orleans Saints. Another head-scratching game because the New Orleans Saints secondary, you would look at their personnel, you'd be like, PJ Williams, Marshawn Lattimore, then, they also got Marcus Williams, who's a very solid safety. So when you look at the New Orleans Saints personnel, you should be like, you know what? The New Orleans Saints should be able to handle the Seattle Seahawks offense pretty handily, right? Well, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that's going to be another tough game. It's at home, so Seattle, they have probably the best home field advantage in all of football. That's a very loud stadium. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints. I think the New Orleans Saints are just too good of a team. I just think they're a way better team in all phases. Better offensive line, better defensive line, better quarterback, better wide receivers. I just think they're just a better football team than the Seattle Seahawks. Now, week 4, on the road at Arizona. This is an automatic W. The Arizona Cardinals are nowhere close to being as good as a football team as Seattle Seahawks are, and they're a young team. I think they give Seattle a little bit of a problem when it comes to Seattle's defense because that air raid offense, not a lot of teams have seen it. So I think it'll be a pretty high-scoring game, but I have a feeling Seattle's going to win it 35-27. So now week 5, Thursday night, short week, back at home, playing the LA Rams, and I'm going to give the advantage to the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're going to have more momentum. They just coming off of a pretty stellar win, LA Rams, they're a solid team. They're a pretty good team. I just think Seattle, they're going to get the better hand of their one out of the 2 of the first times that these teams meet up this year. And I think Seattle comes out with a win. I think it'll be a pretty entertaining game on Thursday Night Football. I think Seattle wins that game 28-24. Now, week 6, on the road at Cleveland. And the Cleveland Browns, the most improved team in all of football, Olivier Vernon, Odell Beckham, some of the notable offseason acquisitions, and this is a pretty hard game for Seattle, a pretty hard fought game because Cleveland is a stacked team. And I'm going to go giving an advantage to the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to win this game. Baker Mayfield, the lights are going to be on him. I think it's going to be a very entertaining matchup. And I think Seattle loses this game because I just think the Cleveland Browns are a way better football team than what the Seattle Seahawks are. Doesn't mean I think this game is going to be a blowout. I think this game is going to be really close. Have Cleveland winning 20-17. So then week 7, back at home, they play Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. Think they win that game. Seattle, they're going to be able to stop that Baltimore Ravens rushing attack. Lamar Jackson is going to be better as a passer, but the Baltimore Ravens' number one thing is rushing the football. That's basically what their philosophy is going to be. They're not going to shred you through the air. Seattle has a great personnel to match up with that. You got Bobby Wagner in there. You got a bunch of good guys there who can stop the run for Seattle. So I think they beat the Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be a close game because the Baltimore Ravens defense is going to make sure that they stay in it. Think they win 17-10. Then they go to Atlanta, have them winning that game as well. Atlanta, they're a more improved team than what they was last season. Fully healthy on the defensive side of football. But I just think the Seattle Seahawks, coming off of a big win versus Baltimore, the momentum is carrying in near the midway point of the NFL season. Russell Wilson, he's going to be able to outdo the Atlanta Falcons secondary, even though they have talented guys like Keanu O'Neal and Desmond Trufant. I believe that Seattle's going to come here. They're going to go on the road, beat a tough Atlanta team, which I feel will be pretty good. I think it's going to be a very entertaining matchup, very high scoring, two high powered offenses. And I just think Seattle's going to get the better of that matchup because I just feel they have the better quarterback in that situation, and it's in the dome. So I just think they win this game because they have a better quarterback and they just have more momentum than the Atlanta Falcons right now. So week 9, midway point, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle should win that pretty easily. Tampa Bay, they're going to give them a challenge on the offense side of the ball because they got Bruce Arians. Jameis Winston should be a lot more improved than what he was last season. Mike Evans, Chris Goodwin, OJ Howard. So Tampa Bay is going to be a very high scoring game. Probably one of the most high scoring games in all of this year's NFL season. But I think Seattle pulls out with the win 38-31. Now they go Monday Night Football at San Francisco. 1 out of 2 matchups. And I think they lose that game. The I just think the front 7 of the San Francisco 49ers, especially up front, you're going to have Solomon Thomas, DeForest Buckner, Nick Bosa. Seattle's offensive line is improved, but this is by far the best pass rushing unit and best defensive line they have faced up to this point the whole entire season, and I think they lose this game. I think they get dominated up front, and San Francisco's going to win this game. Week 11, they got a bye week. Then they go on the road, facing Philadelphia, second straight road game. This is interesting. Very interesting game. Philadelphia, you got the Seattle Seahawks coming off of a bye week. Seattle, I'm going to give them the L here. I think Philadelphia is going to be able to win this game. I think Philadelphia is going to have a lot of success on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to their front 7 as well. Seattle has a pretty solid offensive line, but I just think Philadelphia's defensive line is a lot better. They're going to be able to stop that run game, and they're going to have a pretty easy time, Seattle, through the air because the Philadelphia Eagles secondary isn't necessarily going to strike any fear in an opponent. I don't think their secondary is that good. Average at best, despite the injuries they had last season. So I just think that Philadelphia is going to be able to come out with the win here at home. Very hard place to play in Philadelphia. Have the Seattle Seahawks taking a loss there. Now we move on to week 13. The Minnesota Vikings, great defense. But is Kirk Cousins going to show up for this game? That's the question. I'm going to go ahead and give Seattle the W here. I don't trust Kirk Cousins in big games. And, I know it's hard to, be like, how can you say Kirk Cousins can't win big games? What's the offensive line and stuff like that? The offensive line isn't really that much improved at all. I don't even think their offensive line is improved any bit. I still think it's pretty average or below average, however you want to put it. I do think the Minnesota Vikings defense will keep them in this game, but I think Russell Wilson will be the difference maker despite how good the Minnesota Vikings defense is. I just think that Minnesota's offense won't be able to really do that much against Seattle's defense, which should be pretty solid this year. So I'm going to give Seattle the win. Week 14, they played the LA Rams again, had them beating them in week 5. I think LA beat Seattle the second go around on the road. They're at home, the LA Rams, and I just can't see the Seattle Seahawks beating the LA Rams twice. I think the LA Rams are one of the most talented teams in all of football, and I just can't see them losing to the Seattle Seahawks twice in the season. Next up, the Seattle Seahawks, they're on the road again, going to Carolina, battling Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Think Seattle wins this game because the Carolina Panthers secondary isn't really that good. Around this point in the season, DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson, the young wide receivers that the Seattle Seahawks have, are clicking on all cylinders. They're hot. Russell Wilson is going to expose the Carolina Panthers secondary. Other than Eric Reed and Dante Jackson, they don't really have anybody else there. And I think Seattle's going to win that game by 10 points. Week 16, they play Arizona Cardinals, have them beating the Arizona Cardinals again. The Arizona Cardinals are not a very good team to me. Week 17, I have them lose to the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers are going to beat the Seattle Seahawks twice. I just think they are the better team. They're going to, more improved than what a lot of people are giving the 49ers credit for. Jimmy Garoppolo, man, he's going to come out here. They're at home, so pretty interesting matchup, but I just think the San Francisco 49ers are going to beat them twice this year because I think the San Francisco 49ers are the better team. So, the overall record prediction that I have for the Seattle Seahawks when we tally up all the games is 9-7, which is a pretty solid record. That should be enough to get to the playoffs, hopefully. And I think this is a pretty solid mark for a team. They lost Frank Clark, who was their best pass rusher, and their wide receiving core is a little bit to desired. A lot of this is because it's just about how much time it's going to take for the Seattle Seahawks to, start clicking until we start seeing the young wide receiver like DK Metcalf really get going, which would be the second half of the season. But overall, Seattle 9-7, they should be in a wild card again with that record. Very good team. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.